All right, rundown Hooters. It choked. Today is November 2nd. Tomorrow's the election. Hooters, the presenting sponsor, Sportsbook House in Philly. Couldn't be more excited. They're our only choice for wings. Perfect partner for all sports this fall. Hooters calendar out now for 2021. You can buy it at your local Hooters. $1 for every purchase goes towards Give a Hoot. Go to Hooters.com to order all your favorites from their menu. You can also order in the Hooters app. Use the code STOOL for $10 off any order over $30. Welcome, Ben Mintz. We actually asked Brandon to be on the rundown, and he said yes. And then I took one step and saw you, and I was like, we'll go with the other Mississippi guy because you're new.
So Dan and Dave asked me to do the rundown. I stood up, was walking towards the chair, and then Dave said, well, how about the other Mississippi guy? So
you got absolutely cucked.
I've been cucked.
Look at, what are we just throwing out guns here with the berserkers, like the wrestlers?
No, it's the Billy's got a blood donation cult. It's a whole story.
Okay. So anyways, welcome, Ben. And you two went right at it. You had Bears Saints. Yesterday's our NFL recap. I guess we'll start with that. Ben, what do you think?
Boy, what a fun welcome to Barstool, getting to watch my favorite team win in overtime, walk-off, and very methodically played football game, I would say.
It wasn't a very good game.
No, it was very kind of slow on both sides, but I was thrilled to get the Saints walk off and had to play the win the Saints go marching.
Can I ask you, so we start figuring you out, what if you could have Ole Miss win the national championship or Saints win the Super Bowl, is that a no-brainer taking Ole Miss?
Well, I would take Ole Miss now because I went to the Super Bowl in Miami when the Saints beat the Colts, and I got to see that in person. I vowed after seeing that in person I'd never complain about anything sports-related again. So Ole Miss national championship now, but I think I'm going to be waiting a long, long time considering their standing.
But even by that answer, it sounds like they're relatively similar for you and your allegiances.
Yeah.
Hugh Freeze?
Look, I went back to school during that Hugh Freeze era and graduated at the ripe young age of 32. I timed it up just for both Ole Miss wins at Bama. Raised a lot of hell, even at that age. It was like Van Wilder minus the women.
Okay. Marshall Henderson?
Big fan. Fan. Like, love the swag. Love the swag.
Okay.
Brandon Walker, how's that initial intro? I heard it was civil.
It's been civil so far, but he didn't like when I mentioned he was trying to compare Ole Miss and State. The performances against Bama, the State getting shut out after Ole Miss threw up 49 a couple weeks ago. I had to make sure I chimed in about that.
Ole Miss is far superior to that.
Yeah, no, Brandon gets very upset when you say that, but I was like, yeah, when I think of Mississippi, I think of Ole Miss. And Brandon he's going to struggle with this because Ben's a nice guy. Like, you know, when he's a nice guy.
You got a vibe to you. I don't know what it is yet. We just met, but you definitely got something.
I appreciate that. I hadn't
Poker player?
I hadn't turned up the energy all the way just yet because we're just starting. But
what'd you finish in the World Series of Poker?
I got 75th in the World Series main event in 2011, and I got 327th in 2018. I was a poker pro for 8 years, and then
we have a lot of wannabe poker guys here. Nate Dogg, I think, thinks he's something. Smitty always mumbles how no one
so you
talks
could just
about.
You'd beat them both.
I feel pretty good about it. I went on Nate's podcast already and told him a bunch of old funny stuff.
Don't waste too much time on that podcast. Like 6 people listen to it. He'll try to make you think like it's a much bigger deal, but it's just not. So I'd rather you not get caught up in his cracking
something.
I'd rather you not get caught up in his cracking aces world because nobody listens to it. It's a gigantic waste of time.
It's not a waste of time.
Dan.
I'm gonna defend the dog.
Under what rationale can you say that's not a waste of time?
Well,
it's a passion project.
I don't know if you heard, but Penn National Gaming
bought
Barstool, gambling company, poker.
He may have an electric poker podcast. I'm just saying.
I walked right into that one.
I'm just saying the dog who thinks I like basically restrain his audience. That just doesn't happen. Nobody listens to the dog. He's as entertaining as an ant. So I just don't want you to get caught running with the wrong people.
One thing on Penn National Gaming, a big vote in the state of Louisiana tomorrow. They're trying to legalize sports gambling. Everyone expects it to pass. Penn owns LaBerge and Baton Rouge, my old home base, and LaBerge and Lake Charles, which is right by Houston. A lot of money coming over that Texas
See this?
border.
Now
Let's go.
Now
Yeah.
we're talking. Now
Yeah,
we're
look,
talking.
and
Let's
I came
go,
from ESPN
Ben.
Baton Rouge. Certainly would love to see that get passed with the LeBurge Sportsbook. A lot of ties there. A lot of future potential.
Should we expect, much like Brandon Walker, do you wear Ole Miss stuff almost every day?
I'm going to wear a lot of New Orleans stuff, too.
Okay, I
Big,
like
big
that.
fan. Especially New Orleans is struggling during COVID right now.
Yeah.
It's, no Fortune 500 companies down there. All restaurants, hotels, bars. It's kind of tough times. Want to help do anything I can to drive economics and sport with that town.
I like it. What else we got?
Man of
in
the
NF
people.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Bears, not good. But their defense is good, but they're not a good
Foles
football
versus
team.
Trubisky?
I would actually put in Trubisky now.
You would.
Here's
I thought
why I
Foles
did.
looked pretty good.
No, but here's the problem is it's not an indictment on Nick Foles, it's an indictment on the offensive line. The offensive line is so bad that you need – I think the only way you can have any kind of dynamic offense is a guy who can run.
Yep.
So it's if the Bears had a good offensive line, it would be a no-doubter for me, Foles over Trubisky. Given how bad they are at blocking, put in Trubisky. Dave, your season is over?
Yeah, so I caught up. Patriots lost, fumble, Cam at the end. I didn't see it in real time. I was flying.
I have no idea what's going on Earth. All right, I'm above Earth. If the Patriots won, great, they're back in it. If they lost, I'm flying, and it's COVID.
I'm not even as – I'm so out of it today. It's as noodly as I've been in 3 years. Just total noodle. No, I don't think the season's over. From what I saw, that was a respectable loss at Buffalo, first-place team, going in. Cam fumbles. You can't do that.
Did you ever think that you'd have those words come out of your mouth?
What?
A respectable loss at Buffalo?
It's a respectable loss at Buffalo.
Well, I mean, I think Buffalo is more a credit to Buffalo. They're 6-2, and Josh Allen's good, and they're decent. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Patriots reel off a pretty big win streak.
They covered the spread, and that was we talked about it on Advisors. Like that was a situation where everyone in the world thought the Patriots were dead.
I don't think they're dead.
No, they showed signs of
Buffalo and
life.
Miami. It's going
And
to
they
be
play the
hard.
Jets, I think, on. Is that Monday Night Football?
Next Monday night.
The Patriots.
Yeah.
So that could be the beginning of like a 5-game win streak.
Yeah. Patriots Jets on Monday Night Football.
Yeah,
Jets are so bad.
they're the worst team ever.
What other game?
I mean, if you-
Steelers beat the Ravens.
Yep.
Ravens are frauds.
That was my big play of the day. Steelers. Ravens, Lamar Jackson, he stinks. That's like Jimmy Seafood's like, come watch the Patriots, Ravens at our play. Like, no. How about that's a fat no. To go to Baltimore to watch a 3-5 team play a team that can't win a playoff game, I'll pass on that.
You gave yourself the Jets win.
Patriots?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah.
That was 3-5.
Correct.
Yeah. One other thing. Oh, Carson
Packers
Wentz is
suck.
so bad.
Carson
Packers suck. That's a real stat now. The Packers are now 0-7
Yeah.
on daylight savings weekend in their last 7 years.
Carson Wentz is the worst. I've been saying it. I watched Smitty. His like Twitter feed, I can't tell if he forgets he ran Wentz out of town. Because he's starting to say negative things. I mean, if he ran Foles out of town and was pro Wentz, because he's starting to say negative Wentz things. It's like, dude, you're literally the guy who ran Foles out of town.
Right.
So, but Wentz he has the worst pocket presence of any quarterback I've ever seen.
Yes.
I hate seeing Doug Peterson struggle. He's an old Monroe, Louisiana guy where I'm from, and his son's the starting tight end. He got the Super Bowl, but man, it's been rough for Dougie P the last few years since he lost Frank Reich. And,
Dougie P.
No, Dougie P,
Yeah,
man, we get
I
him
like
on here.
that.
Oh, he's Monroe, yeah. Oh, yeah. Good dude.
What do you mean we could get him on there?
I know. I mean, you can get anyone on here.
No,
Honestly,
you
but
can
but I do know.
get Doug Pearson on. We'll ask him about the Foles thing.
Okay.
Dougie P.
Get Dougie P on. All right, I'm down with that. I got hair in my mouth. College football recap.
Davey.
I don't care. I don't.
There's your recap.
Listen, I put on this front. Oh, Michigan, I had them won. They suck. I've said that they're dead to me since they can't beat Ohio State.
Is it over for Harbaugh?
It doesn't matter. It honestly doesn't. I don't know, I don't know who you're gonna get better than him to turn this thing around. It's. I don't know. They just may be dead forever. Who would you get?
We were talking on radio. Venables, the defensive coordinator at Clemson.
I mentioned Luke Fickell out of Cincinnati.
Luke Fickell,
Even
who's
though
an
he's
Ohio
That's like
State
on
guy.
the Michigan thing. Like I saw somebody, I think Barstool Tate wrote, making fun. It was like Urban Meyer Venerables, and
I actually think Charles Woodson.
you think he turned that around?
Just get some fucking something new in there.
You know who I
Harbaugh
get?
has not recruited well. That's the other thing. Like you
know who I get?
Comparatively, he's not recruited well.
I don't know his name. I get the Coastal Carolina coach. I don't know what they're doing there.
Tom Brady,
That was the
Rico
Rico Bosco.
Bosco.
So, the Coastal Carolina, how long have they been Division One?
I don't know.
I feel like it's been within 10 years.
No, it is within 10
The
years. They're in the
Chanticleers.
Sun Belt. They just got moved in the Sun Belt, I believe, 5 years ago because they won the college baseball national championship when they weren't even in the G5.
I knew they won.
These fucking Mississippi guys are like, they're just facts, sports facts.
Well, yeah, well, Coastal's big. That program is good.
Yeah.
I mean, 50-0 or whatever they beat Georgia State, and
Put it on 'em.
The locker room environment, they
Yep.
love playing for him. So whoever that guy is who I want at Michigan, and maybe they can get a guy like that. Swallow you on there.
Yeah, a little yawn. I'm tired
Yeah.
too. That's, I mean,
But Harbaugh's
Michigan is not Michigan. It's over.
To my credit, I admitted that. I mean,
You
I did
did.
the whole song and dance, but it's like when I saw them losing,
But like Michigan doesn't matter anymore either.
no, it doesn't matter. But it's good for college. It would be good for college football if they were good.
Sure.
But no, they don't matter. They're terrible.
Right.
And more Michigan people have to realize that. I realize people in my hey, I don't give a fuck. Who cares? We lose. Who cares? We lose all the time.
Yeah, I mean,
They've won
probably
like
gonna lose
one.
to Indiana.
They've won one big game in a decade.
It's crazy though. The other discussion we're having on radio was if that JT Barrett call goes the other way.
When they get the first down.
Yeah, like Harbaugh's seen totally differently because they probably go to the college football playoff.
Yeah.
They go to Indy. Like everything is different.
Yeah, but it's not. If some butts or candy. The thing is that outside, I mean, the last 2 years they've lost by 100 to Ohio State.
I know, and losing to Michigan State is 24.5 point favorite.
After they lost to Rutgers last week, too.
Oof.
Yeah. Well, Michigan sucks. Minnesota looks like they suck.
Yo, they're
So
really bad.
right. So that made Michigan look. But Michigan sucks.
Yeah.
So they just for a second it's like, oh, they killed Minnesota. Minnesota sucks.
Yeah, but I mean, you were last week. You were on.
Well, that's just pomp. That's the bright
Pomp and
lights, and
circumstance,
yeah, I'm
yeah.
not like going home
Yeah,
and being
yeah.
like, oh, Michigan's good. It's like they suck. I didn't even know who the quarterback was till 2 weeks ago. Like I give a fuck about Michigan.
Have those shirts even?
Milton
shipped?
Tough? What guy who has so much confidence in the team doesn't know who the quarterback is? So,
Sure.
I mean, fuck them. I'll be back though next year. Number one preseason next year, guaranteed.
Yep.
Doug's is under attack.
This
So-
is wild.
I didn't know what Doug was doing the first time I saw that video. So Lady Gaga made like a video to vote. Doug's copied it and is under attack from Germany. Did I get that right?
It's insane.
I'm Coach Doug's, and I'm voting for America, which means I'm voting for none of your damn business. Oh, it's IPA.
They're talking like hieroglyphics to him.
I was looking and I was just like, what is going on right now? It's like demons are underneath his fucking
Yeah, it's
Twitter.
wild. It's wild. Doug's is taking it well, and I guess if you go after like Gaga, you'll probably get that
You'll
type
get
of
it.
response
Yes.
from somewhere in the world.
Yes, I'd agree.
Gaga fan, Ben?
Can't say too much. Can't say I am too much.
Ben and I are going to start a jam band podcast.
That
Yeah.
I'm a fan.
That's going to work.
Yeah, you like jam band. That's one of the first things.
Yes.
When I talked to him on the phone, is like, hey, we're interested. Like, yep, I'm a big Widespread Panic guy.
Yep.
That was just like, hey, any interest in Barstool? Well, I like Widespread
New
Panic.
Orleans, yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
I'd say this: football, poker, rock and roll. There you go.
Okay.
It's only going to come out like once every 3 months.
Yeah.
So give me
It'll be like 5 hours.
You
We'll just
mentioned
fucking
Widespread
hang out.
Panic. Well, give me like 3 bands
Oh,
besides them.
I like Fish a lot. Big Grateful Dead.
Makes sense.
Uh,
You must like the
we're gonna do-
Revivalists.
we're
I
gonna
do
do
like
the
the
jam
Revivalists.
band.
I
Yeah, you-
I'm all New Orleans music. I'm here to support.
Yeah. They're really good.
The only time I ever came to New York in my whole life was fall of 2011. I saw Widespread Panic in Brooklyn on the Williamsburg waterfront one night, and now I'm here.
You ever
It's
hit the
only time I've been-
nitrous?
No comment.
Nice.
No comment.
Well, I didn't hear the question.
Has he ever hit the nitrous?
Have you ever got a place?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Where's your
we got Hell's Kitchen in Manhattan.
Where's
Listen.
your producer?
Oh, he's running around here.
Playboy
Playboy
Marty?
Marty. He's running around here.
Ben has such a great spirit, and he was so excited yesterday, being like, "What do you guys like to do around New York?" I'm like, nothing. He's like, "Well, I love Hell's Kitchen." He's been here for like 48 hours. I fucking love it.
Yeah, I feel like a lot more energy than the other Mississippi guy.
Right, he's got like a exuberance for life, and not like
Yeah.
just like I need. Yeah.
Like that wasn't a joke. He's
No,
a
he
miserable
actually is
person.
pissed. He's
Yeah.
actually pissed.
I'm fired up to be here. I've had the craziest year. I got let go on a station reformat change 7 months ago in Bossier City, Louisiana. I now work for Barstool Sports.
Let's go,
American
Ben.
dream, baby. It's the American dream.
Fuck yes.
I like this guy. About time he had some positivity in there. Everyone's so
Yeah.
fucking miserable. You have these fucking guys, everyone's like, we got a fucking guy with some energy and positivity around here. The exact opposite of the other Mississippi guy. Imagine if we just start calling him that.
Brandon's the other
Mississippi guy. Change his name. Brandon fucking Walker is now the other Mississippi guy.
It would be apropos of Mississippi.
Yeah, the other
State.
Mississippi
Yeah.
school, the other everything. You had to see the video there. So there's riots in, is it Barcelona? Maybe, and the piano guy, it's chaos in the back. So they're protesting the lockdowns or the beginning of new lockdowns again in Europe. And, there's firecrackers, there's all these things going on. It looks like chaos. And the piano guy is playing Eternal Flame, the Bengals. You like the Bengals?
I know Eternal Flame. It's on.
Yeah,
I
and
don't have an opinion on the Bengals.
Manic Monday.
Manic
I
Monday.
start my stock trading day generally with
Just
Manic Monday.
another man.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Okay.
Surreal video. I actually thought it was fake at first, but I read it and it seems to be real. Guy, it looks like the Titanic, when they're playing the music as it's going down. So pretty crazy times, but an absolutely surreal video. I'm guessing since you didn't know you're going on the rundown until 10 seconds ago, Dan, I'm guessing you didn't see it.
I
either,
didn't see
since
it
I
either.
didn't send the list.
I like it though.
It's crazy.
Sounds crazy.
That's all I have.
I have one thing. if
Yes.
it's okay. You've done a lot of stuff with LSU. What the hell has happened to LSU football?
Listen,
48 biggest loss
it's
in
a rebuild.
Woo.
The other Mississippi guy actually nailed that. He said that they were going to stink this year.
Yeah, but the other Mississippi guy also has a team that has scored 30 points, Dave. Not in a game, in the last 4 games. Combined.
The other Mississippi guy, that was the easiest play against that because they can't score.
They
so
cannot
Alabama,
score.
there was no way they weren't going to cover that spread.
And the other Mississippi guy is like pretty pumped about this. Not pumped, but he thinks that they're going to beat Vanderbilt. I'm not so sure.
The other Mississippi guy
Yeah.
was pumped about
Well, he
beating
thinks that
Vanderbilt.
he was like,
Who gets pumped about beating Vanderbilt?
I didn't want to say he's pumped about it, but he was saying that he was like, Ole Miss is only better than Mississippi State because they've already played Vanderbilt. We get to play Vanderbilt. And I was like, I wouldn't be so sure about beating Vanderbilt for the
I
other
can see
Mississippi
Vanderbilt
guy.
beating them. Although
Yeah.
Vanderbilt sucks. Ole Miss, I had Ole Miss and the over, so that was a double winner for me the other day. But yeah, no, Mississippi State's as bad as there is. And the other Mississippi guy, I think he does get it. But Mississippi's going to kill them.
Yes.
I hope so. I
I'm
gotta
so
warm up
excited
my
for
right
that.
arm to chunk these eggs. At the
Yes.
bowl. I gotta get nice and warmed up.
Yeah, I don't
Do
know.
you actually throw eggs?
No. So the bet is going to be the margin of victory. That's the amount of eggs.
Let's run it up.
That you can throw at the other person?
Other Mississippi guy.
So
yeah.
the other Ben's just going to throw eggs at the other Mississippi guy?
Yeah. a lot of them.
And then,
Wow.
but then they get.
He's going to snap.
Yeah, no, he's gonna snap.
The other
'cause,
Mississippi
no,
guy can't joke.
No, here's what's really gonna send the other Mississippi guy over the edge. It's the margin of victory, and then there's one extra egg that you get the entire year. You can just smash it over their
Whatever.
head at any point. So like on a Tuesday morning, you can just walk in and just be like,
Because the other Mississippi guy, when he lost to Casey, he threw a tantrum, right? He's like, why was I forced to bet? I don't like. The other
That drive did suck. I'll give him some. I'll back him up on that part.
Ben Mintz just walking in on rim day and cracking an egg over his head. It's not going to suck for the
No,
other
that's
Mississippi
gonna
guy.
suck. That's gonna suck.
I think you got to save it for him. He just comes at me on the air sometime and just be.
Yeah,
you know,
just
I don't
say
like to
random-
hear this
yeah.
chirping. And just
Just
crack an egg on
from
him.
your perspective of the other Mississippi guy, how miserable? Like, do you get how miserable he assaulted somebody? The other Mississippi guy assaulted that Devlin over there in the hallway.
You thought you were going to get away from Mississippi. Oh, fuck you! Well, fuck you too! Oh, my God! What?
Yeah, how are you with your hands? Are you
Like because the other Mississippi
defense?
guy is a lunatic.
I'm more of a lover than a fighter.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you realize that he's actually like a psychopath, the other Mississippi guy?
These Mississippi State men fans they just live with such hate in their heart. I feel like it's a burden that I don't know if I could carry around Earth. Literally, the state women, some of the best women I've ever met, great people, but the state men fan base, I mean, the amount Mississippi hate, so much hate in their heart. I don't get it.
The other Mississippi guy definitely has hate in his heart. That is like a very accurate statement. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes because you did say you're going to kill him with kindness. But I mean,
And I believe it because that's just who you are.
Correct.
Like, spending an afternoon with you.
when you
yesterday,
think of like pleasant New Orleans, I'm going to try to pronounce it now. How do you say it?
New Orleans.
New Orleans. When you think of that, like that's what I think of. Like this guy shirtless going down Bourbon Street being like friendly wrestling. Whereas
Yes.
the other Mississippi guy, I just don't get that vibe.
you're
so.
the type of guy that at any point you just be like, "Hey Ben, you want to go get shit faced on some hurricanes?" You're like, "I'm in." Like
But
at any point.
I actually used to be. I actually hit over 6 months on no alcohol.
Oh,
Make a
congrats.
couple of positive changes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
I feel
you're
like-
currently dry right now?
Yeah,
Congrats.
but we still have fun. Don't I'm just trying to keep some funk
I
in my
like
soul.
that.
We still have a big time. But
Yeah.
but yeah.
Keep some funk in my soul.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yes.
Well, good luck with that. We'll see how.
I feel pretty good about it.
All right,
Feel
good.
about it.
I
Good.
knew we couldn't have a totally clean slate with any new guys, so that's good. All right.
Yeah, that's it.
That's about it. We learned something new.
Welcome,
That he's
Ben
clean
Mintz.
6 months.
Yeah.
That came out. All right. It's a rundown. Yeah.
Maybe I should. I mean, should I have said that or no? Okay, guys. Appreciate it. Thanks for Appreciate it. I'm only gonna do this once. I'll never. I won't. I'll never do fan.